Imagine watching a creature evolve right before your eyes, not over millions of years, but in days, not in fossils, but in a living laboratory. This isn't science fiction. This is the most groundbreaking evolution experiment ever conducted, and what it revealed changes everything we thought we knew about life itself. In 1988, a scientist named Richard Lenski started an experiment that would redefine our understanding of evolution. He took a single bacterium of E. coli, placed it in a flask with glucose as food, and began observing. But here's where it gets incredible. That experiment is still running today. For over 35 years and more than 75,000 bacterial generations, scientists have been watching evolution happen in real time. To put that in perspective, if we compressed human evolution into the same time frame, we'd be looking back over 1 million years into our past. Every single day in Lenski's lab represents approximately 500 years of human evolutionary time. The experiment works like this. Every single day, the bacteria consume all the glucose in their flask. Then, 1% of the population gets transferred to a fresh flask with new food. The rest are frozen, creating a fossil record unlike anything in nature. Imagine if we could freeze our ancestors from every generation going back millions of years and compare them to ourselves today. That's exactly what Lenski's team can do. And what they've discovered is absolutely mind-blowing. Within the first 2,000 generations, something remarkable happened. The bacteria got bigger, not just slightly, but measurably larger cells that could reproduce faster. They were evolving to become more efficient at consuming glucose. The population fitness increased by about 50%. Evolution wasn't just happening, it was happening fast and in predictable ways. But the real shock came around generation 33,000. One of the 12 populations did something that should have been impossible. The flasks contained not just glucose, but also citrate, a substance that E. coli normally cannot eat in the presence of oxygen. For 15 years and 33,000 generations, the citrate just sat there, unusable. Then, suddenly, one population exploded in size. If you're enjoying this journey into one of science's most fascinating experiments, smash that like button and subscribe so you never miss another mind-bending science story. Ring that notification bell because we're about to explore how this changes everything. The bacteria had evolved a completely new ability. They could now consume citrate, accessing an entirely new food source that had been locked away from their ancestors for millions of years. This wasn't just adaptation, this was innovation. The equivalent of humans suddenly evolving the ability to photosynthesize like plants. When Lenski's team investigated, they found something extraordinary. The evolution of citrate consumption required multiple mutations happening in a specific sequence. The first mutations were potentiating, meaning they didn't help by themselves, but made future beneficial mutations possible. It was like evolution was building a staircase, one step at a time, toward a distant goal it couldn't possibly see. Here's where it gets even more fascinating. The team went back to their frozen fossil record and tried to replay evolution. They thawed bacteria from before the citrate mutation and let them evolve again. Most of the time, the citrate eating ability never evolved, but when they started from populations just before the key mutations, it happened more frequently. This revealed something profound. Evolution is contingent on history. The path you've already traveled determines which paths become possible in the future. But the experiment revealed something even more unsettling about evolution. When researchers compared all 12 populations after tens of thousands of generations, they found something nobody expected. The populations were still evolving, but the rate of fitness improvement was slowing down. Were they approaching some theoretical limit? Had they found the perfect E. coli for their environment? Not quite. Even after 75,000 generations, new beneficial mutations kept appearing. Some populations evolved mutations that broke genes, streamlining their genomes by deleting unnecessary functions. In their predictable world, less became more. The bacteria were teaching us that evolution never truly stops. There's no finish line, no final form. As long as there's reproduction and mutation, evolution continues, sometimes in ways that seem to move backward, breaking things that no longer serve a purpose. The implications of this experiment extend far beyond bacteria. It's shown us that evolution can be rapid and dramatic, but also constrained by historical accidents. It's demonstrated that genuinely new functions can evolve, not just modifications of existing ones. And perhaps most importantly, it's proven that replay the tape of life and you'll get different results almost every time. This matters for medicine. Antibiotic resistance evolves through the same processes Lenski observed. Understanding how bacteria navigate evolutionary landscapes helps us predict and combat drug resistance. It matters for synthetic biology, where engineers design organisms for specific purposes. And it matters for our understanding of life's history on Earth. Every creature alive today is the product of countless small steps, potentiating mutations and historical accidents that can never be perfectly replayed. The long-term evolution experiment, as it's officially known, continues today at Michigan State University. Those 12 original populations are still evolving, still surprising researchers, still revealing secrets about how life changes over time. Some populations have evolved to coexist as multiple distinct types in the same flask, a preview of how species might form. Others have developed mutations in genes that control mutation rates themselves, evolution evolving the very mechanism of evolution. So what if you could watch evolution happen in real time? You can. It's happening right now in a laboratory, in 12 flasks, with trillions of bacteria writing the future of life one generation at a time. And what they're teaching us is this: evolution is both more predictable and more surprising than we ever imagined. If this experiment blew your mind, hit that subscribe button right now. Leave a comment telling us what aspect of evolution fascinates you most. And check out our next video, where we explore what happens when evolution goes wrong. The story of life is still being written, and you've just witnessed one of its most remarkable chapters.